It's now time to add the acrylic windows to your wooden panels. To do this, insert a part and select acrylic window 1. Left mouse click to place the acrylic window within our assembly. Select acrylic window 2 and again click on the screen to place this. Repeat this for acrylic window 1 again. And acrylic window 2. When you've added the 4 panels in, you can click the green tick to close the Insert Part box. We're now going to add a planar mate to the acrylic window panel and the wooden panel, but this time we're going to select the centre of the top face of the panel. Use the right mouse button to spin your work around, and on the inside of the wooden panel, select the centre of the top edge. You will see that it aligns both panels together, centering on those 2 edges. However, what we actually want to happen is for the panel to be lower. To do this, as you'll see in the video, you hold your mouse over the green line and drag down. This places a dimension, a distance between the 2. You need to zoom in and possibly orient your work so you can double click on this measurement and change it, in this instance, to -8. You'll probably also notice that the red measurement has changed. In this case, change it to 0. This centres your work. Click the green tick to accept and the red X to close the planar mate. We now have our first acrylic window in place. Our next job will be to add our second acrylic window. Notice on the example that we have just fixed the window in place so it cannot move. Before we try to use the planar mate to attach our next window, we're going to select it and rotate it through 90 degrees. Once we've rotated our model, we're then ready to add a planar mate to our work. Zoom in to select the correct face, the inside face of the wooden panel. Then use the right mouse button on the 3D cube to spin your work around. Zoom in and select the inside face in the top middle. This will align those 2 panels, as in the example, and again, like before, it is too high. So what we will need to do is hover over the green line, hold the left mouse button down and drag down. We want to again change this measurement to -8 and check the red measurement and change to 0. Click the green tick to accept and the red X to close. You're then ready to add the next window to your assembly. Spin your work around into the right orientation. Select the planar mate tool. Zoom in. Make sure you select the right face. In this instance, use the cube to spin around. Pick the corresponding face, there we go, and pick the top edge. Remember, if you make a mistake, you can always use the undo tool. Again, zoom in, select the green line, drag your mouse down, In this instance, notice a slight difference in that the measurement is not negative, it is just 8. Double click on the red measurement to change to 0. If it doesn't change the first time, you may have to double click again and then close the planar mate window. Finally, we're ready to add our last acrylic window, so spin round in 90 degrees. Again, use the planar mate tool. Zoom in. Now notice this time I actually picked the wrong face. So what I do is I go into the box and I click the little X to remove that face. I spin round. Now I'm ready. I pick the right face and the right point. Use the cube to spin your work around. Pick the inner face and the corresponding point, and the window moves into the right place. Notice on this example, I've actually selected the wrong edge. So I simply undo my work, remove the 2 selected points, and do it again. This time, just making sure that I get the right edges both times. Zooming in. There is my face, there is the centre, and this time the window goes in exactly the right place. We hover over the green line so that we can move it down with our left mouse button, changing the value to be 8 and the red value to be 0. Once you have changed both measurements, you can click on the green tick to accept and then the red tick in the dialog box to close down the planar mate. You may wish to zoom out to admire your own work. I typically change to an isometric view to see the finished thing.